Hey loves, welcome back to my channel. Thank you for tuning in and watching this. I hope you enjoy. But yeah, this is today's look. It's really just, I really have to go to the grocery store and run some errands. I hope you enjoy the video. Please make sure that you like this video and subscribe to the channel. So thumbs up the video and subscribe below. Um, Also, I will make sure that my social media links are down below in the description box. Okay, so without further ado, let's get into this. Okay, be blessed. Okay, we're going to use the Smashbox Photo Finish Hydrating Foundation Primer and just working that in all over our skin. And then we're going to use the Pro Concealer Orange Color Corrector. And I am going to use that to just kind of conceal my under eye darkness and the darkness that I have around the edge of my mouth. And then taking a beauty blender and just working that into my skin. So in those areas where I place that orange color corrector. Okay, moving on to brows, we're going to use the Anastasia Beverly Hills Dip Brow Pomade in the color Ebony. And then I'm using there also the ABH Dual End Brush. And now I'm just outlining my brows with the pomade. And I do kind of overdraw my eyebrows because in my mind I have a big forehead and the brows just make me feel better when they're a little bit bigger. You know, let's just go with it, people. It makes me feel better, whether it really works or not. And then I'm just, after outlining, I'm just going to fill it in my brows. I'm just slowly working my way from the mid and end of my brows to the beginning, and then I'm taking what's left on my brush for filling it in and just kind of doing some whisk movements to create hairs in the front. And I don't want to pick up any more product to do this because I don't want it to be too dark. And right now I'm just trying to fix something, but unfortunately you can't see that because I put the mirror in front of me. I do apologize. I will work on that for next time. And now I'm just kind of working the product into my brows, and I'm going to switch to the ABH Brow Defender, and it's a dual end, and I'm using actually the spoolie end of that because the brush is softer, and I'm just working that product into my brows. And I don't know what I'm looking for right now. Oh, okay, concealer. So I'm going to use the Born This Way Natural Radiant Concealer by Too Faced. And the color I am going to use is Deep. And I'm going to use that to clean up my brows. I don't like to use a overly light concealer to do my brows when I do my brow cleanup because I don't like having to do the extra work to make sure I don't have halo brow. And this concealer here, the Born This Way concealer, actually is, when blended out, looks just like my skin complexion. So I don't run the risk of having to actually do the extra work to blend it out. So that works. Actually, when I kind of do a no makeup face, I use the Born This Way concealer as foundation. So I'm just taking what's on my hand from doing my brow cleanup, and I am putting that over my lids to try to do some color correcting and concealing of the darkness I have on my over top of my lids. Moving on to foundation, and now I'm going to use the MAC Studio Fix Fluid And I'm using that foundation in the color NC50. And I'm also using the Smashbox Studio Skin 15 Hour Wear. And I'm using that foundation color in the color 43. I'm actually going to mix these two to make my shade on my little makeshift mixing pad you see, which is really like my finishing powder. And I'm going to be working in my foundation with the MAC 170 brush. I like this brush. It really gets the foundation into my skin. So when I'm not using a beauty blender for my foundation, I am using the MAC 170 brush. So we're just going to work that in all over our skin. Making sure to get around your ears, on your ears, and down your neck. Now we're going to use the Pro Long Concealer by MAC for underneath the eyes in the color NC45. And we're highlighting the regular places that you know of, underneath the eye, the bridge of the nose, Cupid's bow, chin, and forehead. And I put mine directly on my brush and shake it down because I feel like I have better control. So that's just how I feel. So we're going to go with it. No need to correct me. It makes me feel better. Like my eyebrows. And I don't really go all the way up, and I try to use as little on my forehead as possible, because when you blend it out, it's going to move up anyway. So we're taking a damp beauty blender, and I use my Fix Plus from MAC, as I sing, to moisten my beauty blender. And I like to blend the concealer underneath my eyes last, only because I don't like to get the excess product on there, and then I feel like it's somewhere in my face is lighter than I want it to be. So we're just going to blend that out with our beauty blender underneath our eyes. My nose itch. Okay, now we're going to set with the Sacha Buttercup setting powder. And I do my eyes first. So I put the setting powder underneath my eyes first, and then I work to other areas. If you have a problem with creasing a lot when you do your highlighter underneath your eyes, I would definitely recommend that you do one eye at a time to prevent creasing. I don't crease that much. It takes me a minute to start creasing. So I just do my eyes first, but I do both of my eyes at the same time. And then I move on to the other places where I have placed my concealer. Now we're going to move on to using the Black Radiance Press Powder in the color Ebony. And I'm actually using that on top of my eyes. Remember, we put the Born This Way concealer on top of our eyes, so I'm using this to kind of set that concealer and also bring a little bit of definition to my eyes. I'm doing a limited natural eye, as much as possible, as natural as you can get with this much makeup, but natural nonetheless. And now I've moved on to the Black Radiance True Complexion Contour Palette, and I'm using the color in the palette medium to dark, and I'm taking that to contour my nose, but I actually use it in the crease of my eyes as well. And I don't really like to over contour my nose, just want to bring some definition to it. I had to move on to a bigger mirror. Okay, we're going to do our eyeliner. I'm going to do my eyeliner off camera, but I do use the Kat Von D eyeliner in Trooper. And I'm doing my eyeliner off camera because I'm doing a wing. So now we're going to remove our setting powder And I'm using the Black Radiance Soft Focus Finishing Powder. And what you see me is I'm looking for a color, but I don't see one on the back at all. Oh well. So this is the shade I'm using. And that's also what I use to mix my foundation, as you can see at the top. And I'm setting my whole face, but I also am using that to remove my setting powder. And I like to use a color powder to remove my setting powder so that I don't get a flashback and I don't have an overly highlighted face. So this still brings light to the areas I'm trying to bring light to, but I'm just not washed out in those areas because it's bringing a little bit of color on top of that. So I would recommend using a finishing powder to remove your setting powder to kind of bring some color into that area. Okay, I'm using the Anastasia Beverly Hills Contour Kit in the Tan to Deep. And I'm using the darkest shade in the palette. And now I'm going to start contouring my face. And having a little jam session. I play music really loud when I do my makeup, which probably is why it takes me so long to get ready. But I need some type of entertainment while I'm sitting there. So you're going to see that probably a lot in my videos, me just singing my little heart out. So I'm just taking that and working it underneath my chin and down my neck. Then I'm going back to the Black Radiance contour palette to darken my contour underneath my chin. And I like to lightly build, which is why I start with that. I'm switching brushes. So this is the Pro Contour Blender, the 77 brush by Sephora. And I like this one because it's tapered. So that lets me get underneath my chin and on top of my forehead really well and give it the definition I like. And as I said, I like to slowly blend my contour because I hate having a dark strip just going down the side of my face. Other people like it. I don't like it. I just want to look chiseled. So I'm just putting a little bit of Matte Fix Plus to moisten my face because we have like powders on top of powders. So just so that my face doesn't get tight, bring some moisture back. So for a little inner highlight, inner corner highlight, I am using the Becca Shimmering Skin Perfector. And this is in Champagne Pop. And I'm just using that on the corners of my eye to just kind of brighten it up. So, and again, I'm doing a slow build, going from the inner corner and then working my way out onto the lid. And that's just to bring a little brightness to my eye. Okay, we're using the Too Faced Sweet Peach Glow. And it smells just like peaches. It smells so good. And I am using the light champagne color to do my highlight. And we're putting that on the little nose and then on the bridge. But I use my finger also to do the bridge of my nose and the top of my lip. So I can get a nice little definition there. Okay, and this is the e.l.f. blush palette. I'm using that dark burgundy color. And I put my blush right over top of my contour just so that it looks like it's a natural look for me. I don't know why, but also it brings out the contour a little bit better for me. But I don't like to put it over top of my highlight. I like to put my blush right where I did my contour. And just checking my work. Not so bad if I say so myself. And again, spritzing my face. just so that it has some moisture in it, not too tight. And I'm gonna be using the Lash Game 3D mink lashes. I put those on off camera as well. And I'm doing mascara, and it's the Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara. It's what I'm using just to work my falsies into my natural lashes. And I'm also gonna be putting it and using it on my bottom lashes as well. Okay, and we are going to be using the MAC Burgundy Lip Pencil. And I'm lining my lips, and then I'm also using to fill it in a little bit before I put my lipstick on. And I'll be using the MAC Retro lip color and Topped with Brandy. It's their liquid matte collection. And doing the finishing of setting the whole face now. So I'm bathing in it. And this is the finished look. I must say so myself. My lipstick matches my shirt almost perfectly. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Please don't forget to like the video and subscribe, and so that you can get updates on all my uploads. And I will definitely see you loves in my next video. Make sure you stay well and be blessed. One day I come around. I wonder if you wait for me. You're not the only one who wants to be my one and only.